Welcome to the 1972 political circus. Tonight we have both major presidential candidates here, and we'll be getting their views on many of this campaign's controversial issues. Beginning here at Dixon for President headquarters, we have Nick Dixon, the Republican choice. Good evening, Mr. Dixon.
Hello, you good-looking thing, you.
Since you were practically unopposed this year, how have you been strategically using your time?
Having a ball with my guitar.
And after a hard day at the office, how do you usually spend your evenings?
Cruising Central.
And which of the presidential limousines do you drive?
56 Ford Deluxe with 2 carburetors, souped-up engine, high-compression heads, and overdrive.
Oh, we were just kind of wondering who usually accompanies you on these business trips. Moving right along, Mr. Dixon, could you tell us a little about your recent trip to the Soviet Union?
We ended up in the gambling spot where the liquor flowed and the dice were hot.
My goodness. And then what happened?
So I thumbed down a whale who was in my way, and I reached the States in about half a day.
Recent polls indicate that you may be losing some of your northern strength. To what do you attribute this change?
I said something wrong.
Well, what was it you said up there?
We don't care what the Yankees say. South will rise again.
I guess you know now that that wasn't the thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Say, I just noticed your lovely wife here tonight. What has she done to help your campaign?
She bravely worked at the one thing she knew to earn her few pennies a day.
And Mrs. Dixon, I can't help but notice your Dixon for President straw hat. Do you wear that often?
Wear it at the soda shop, wear it at the record hop, ride into a movie in your jeans. Wear it when I go to gym, wear it when I take a swim, I even wear it when I sleep.
And would you by any chance have a final word for us tonight?
I'm available for you to take me home.
Getting back to the candidate himself, what's the first thing you'll do if you're re-elected?
Moving and a grooving, gonna satisfy my soul and have a party.
And looking at the election realistically, what do you do if you lose?
Bye-bye, good times. Back to school again.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Now if we can move our microphones to the opposite end of the political center. Oops, excuse me, young lady, you're blocking the aisle.
I beg your pardon.
Thanks. We now have on the podium Senator George McNubbing. Senator, exactly where were you when you learned of your nomination?
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
And where was your campaign organized this year?
Down in the boondocks.
Don't you have new quarters here in town? Where are you set up locally? You know, vice presidential candidates are getting a lot of publicity this year, and I noticed you were looking into the crowd. Is yours here?
So afraid that he might show.
Oh, I understand. Well, then, how about your wife? How has she been helpful?
She walks, she talks, she claws on her belly like a reptile.
Why do you feel that more women are becoming involved in politics these days?
I confess that I really don't know why.
And what single thing do you feel really gets a campaign rolling? Senator, many past presidents have established second White Houses. If you are victorious, where will your retreat be located?
In a little cafe just the other side of the border.
And what will happen if you lose in November?
My goose is cooked, our reputation is shot.
Thank you, Senator. And Mr. Dixon. Now, as we move our microphones back down on the floor, we can hear the crowd shouting for their favorite candidate.